My name's Nina Maritz. I'm an architect here in Namibia, and my purpose today is to show you the Habitat Research and Development Centre. It's a little bit of an anarchic creature. It tries to break boundaries and show people different aspects of what they can do. It shows possibilities. It's kind of contra-conventional in the sense that it's not a single statement building, it's not a single object in the landscape. I would say it's more of a community than a building. We try not to use skylights in Namibia because when you have the sun on the glass, it gets really hot. So you can see that the clear story's got a overhang as well. It's important to shade the glass and to shade the walls. And we did this out of an invasive timber pole to show people that they don't need to use expensive material. You can go and get these poles from in the veld and create shaded eaves for your houses. The toilet boxes have those black chimneys with a whirlybird. This is a type called EnviroLoo. It's essentially a self-composting toilet. It's got a chamber underneath. You remove the compost and then you can use it as manure in the garden. By using shower towers with passive downdraft evaporative cooling, I think you can see some in the background, the building has these little towers that stick up. So it's a kind of a signpost in the landscape. We try to focus on sustainable design and community-conscious architecture. So we work a lot with community organizations and NGOs, and we try to be very context-based so that whatever we design really fits into the place where it's located. In the construction, we experimented with a lot of different materials. So here are some of the building materials that were used: corrugated iron, some ceiling insulation, various kinds of bricks that were locally made. And this is a hydroform block, as is this hydroform block, developed in Namibia, but now used all over Africa. And this is calcrete, which is excavated from dry pans. And at the bottom, we've got some various clay samples. And this one's quite interesting. It's a piece of termite heap, which is often added to sand or clay in the Otjiwarongo area. We also wanted to show that people can take materials from their direct environment and use them to construct houses and other buildings. We emphasized passive design so that the buildings face north to get the low winter sun, cross ventilation, stack effect, all of those passive design issues. And then we also wanted to create a kind of broken down silhouette, not one big massive building, because of the local context, which is mostly small scale housing, starting to look at buildings being more sustainable in their own right on their own site, that they get less reliant on other services. Things like the temperatures that are rising, we must think even more now of how thick our walls are, what thermal mass we use, and orientation, bringing in a lot more landscaping and starting to move towards food gardening within the landscaping as well. The classic definition of sustainable construction is do construction that doesn't damage the environment. But for me, sustainable construction must move much further than that. It must actually start regenerating. We really have to start regenerating nature because we're taking up so much of it and destroying it. And we need to kind of start replenishing. And we really need to look at the social impact and social consequences of what we do, so that when we consider replenishing nature, we must see humans as part of nature. So we must replenish human habitat as well as natural habitat.